PFF, Pro Football Focus, just put out the absolute worst. Like, I'm just going to call it the absolute worst 2022 NFL head coach rankings. Like, let's just take a look at this because it is atrocious, to be totally honest with you. And it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. So coming in at number 1, we have Belichick. Okay, cool. Number 2, John Harbaugh. All right. Cool, I guess, you know. Wouldn't be my number 2, but I don't mind it. At number 3, we have Andy Reid. Cool. All right, that makes sense. At number 4, we have Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury, a top 5 NFL coach? Is this April Fool's? In July? I mean, June. Oh my God, it's June. I don't know why I just said July. Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury is on this list, but not Sean McVay. Let's talk about that for a second. Because Cliff Kingsbury was basically hired because he was like Sean McVay 2.0. It was at the time where everyone was like, oh my God, look how cool and good Sean McVay is at coaching football. Like, we need to find our next Sean McVay, like our little offensive-minded young guy who knows Sean McVay. Like, who's him? And the Cardinals were like, he's him. Cliff Kingsbury is him. And it's really turned out that Cliff Kingsbury is not really like him. Like, yeah, they have like that same hairstyle. Like, they gel their hair like that. You know what I'm saying? Guys probably know what I'm talking about, you know? They look similar. They have the same vibe. But the big issue is Sean McVay won the Super Bowl and Cliff Kingsbury choked the second half of the season. And Cliff Kingsbury continues to choke the second half of the season wherever he's coaching. He just doesn't know how to coach the second half of a football season. Like, the Cardinals' downfall last season was actually insane. To go from the last team without a loss to an embarrassing first-round playoff loss and losing to... They lost to the Lions, right, in the regular season? Yeah. All right, so that's a bad one right there. That's a bad one. Number 5, we have Pete Carroll. I wouldn't put Pete Carroll in my top 10, let alone my top 5 for this past season or going into this season. I thought Pete Carroll did really not a good job last season. I really thought he didn't make adjustments. It was not good last season. I honestly thought he might be fired after last season. Coming in at number 6, we have Matt LaFleur. All right. Then coming in at number 7, we have Kyle Shanahan. I would have put Shanahan over LaFleur, but okay. Number 8, we have Mike Vrabel, who won Coach of the Year last year. I probably would have put him above LaFleur, not above Shanahan. I don't know, but I think that's a little low for him. At number 9, we have Frank Reich. Frank Reich is a good coach. But let's not forget that the Colts lost to the Jaguars when all they needed to do was win to get into the playoffs. They lost to the Jaguars in the last week of the season and then didn't get into the playoffs. It was win and you're in, and they couldn't win against the team that went on to have the number 1 overall pick, which means they had the worst record in the NFL. Yes, I guess it was a division rival, but like, you have to win that game. You know what I'm saying? I still think Frank Reich is a good coach, but can't put you in the top 10. I don't think after that. I could put you at 11, you know? And then number 10, we have Mike McCarthy, like, which is just like lols. Like, Cowboys fans are probably even laughing at that. Like, the weakest part of the Cowboys team last year was Mike McCarthy and his clock management and his timeout management. Like, I don't understand what Mike McCarthy did to deserve a top 10 spot. Like, Cowboys fans, comment down below. Do you think Mike McCarthy is a top 10 quarterback? Because I feel like you're going to say no. Like, I feel like you guys don't even think Mike McCarthy is a good head coach. So now that I've complained about this list a ton, I'm going to make my own top 10. Hopefully I don't forget anyone because I'm doing this off the top of my head. So number 1, I'm going to stick with Bill Belichick. Makes sense. Number 2, I'm going to go with Andy Reid. I'm going to move him from number 3 to number 2. And number 3, I got to go with Sean McVay. Won the Super Bowl last year. I don't know how he's not on this list. Like, I don't understand why he's not on this top 10 list. We know how good of a coach he is. Like, he started this whole coach hiring movement in the NFL to hire these young offensive-minded guys. Won the Super Bowl last year. Offensive genius. Got to put him at number 3. At number 4, you know I have to go with Mike Tomlin. How is this man not on this list? 15 straight seasons without a losing record. The man has never had a losing record as a head coach. How is that not, like, make someone qualify for the top 10? Insane numbers there, like insane, just like never having a losing record. Can't relate as a Giants fan. That's all I've seen the past few years. So gotta put Mike Tomlin in the top 5, put him at number 4. At number 5, I'm going to go with Kyle Shanahan. Really impressive what he's been able to do with this 49ers rosters, going to the Super Bowl with Jimmy G last season, making a really deep playoff run. Kyle Shanahan, gotta put him in the top 5. At number 6, I gotta go with Mike Vrabel. Coach of the Year last year. Impressive what he did with that roster without Derrick Henry for that long. First round, or their first playoff game exit, was not very good, especially since they were the number 1 seed. I guess it wasn't the first round, but it was their first game. Then at number 7, I'm going to go with Matt LaFleur, another coach who was able to coach through injuries, but another team that had a really disappointing first game loss in the playoffs last year. Number 1 seed, another number 1 seed that lost their first playoff game last year. At number 8, I'm going to go, who should I go with here? Did I go John Harbaugh yet? No, I forgot about John Harbaugh. Ooh, I'd probably put him above LaFleur, but right now we'll just go with John Harbaugh at number 8 because I forgot him, but I would probably put him above LaFleur. All right, so actually put John Harbaugh at 7 and Matt LaFleur at 8. Then we got 9 and 10. Okay, interesting. At number 9, I'm going to go with Sean McDermott of the Bills. I mean, Bills, tough playoff loss last year. But they're really like almost Super Bowl or bust this year. Like they really got to make the Super Bowl this year. Impressive what he's been able to do with Josh Allen. I know a lot of that was also Brian Dable and, other parts of the coaching staff. But this Bills team is looking like, a super team heading into this year. So I got to put him at number 9. And then number 10. What should I do about number 10 here? I could go Frank Reich, even though I just said I put him at 11. I could go Frank Reich, or I could like even go Zach Taylor. Like I don't know, I'm not a huge Zach Taylor fan, but after last season making the Super Bowl, like no one saw that coming. Like I feel like that deserves some recognition. I don't know. I feel like that deserves some recognition. You know what? I'm just gonna stick with Frank Reich at number 10. Even though I said I put him at number 11 after that loss to Jacksonville that kept them out of the playoffs, I'll go with Frank Reich at number 10. I feel like there's someone else that I should put on here that I'm just forgetting. I don't know. Brandon Staley could be on here next year, but he made some dicey go for it on fourth down calls last season. So yeah. So that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think of this top 10 list. Who are your top 5 coaches in the NFL? Let me know in the comments down below. That is it, guys. Peace.